welcome back to another episode of the Freelancers Tea Break, the short and sweet podcast you can enjoy whilst you're making a cuppa. Back in September, I'm actually recording this in September, but let's just pretend that I'm in the future where you are now. I wrote a post on LinkedIn. They're not called blog posts. I have to admit, I haven't done a huge amount on LinkedIn for a long time because I've just been having my reels automatically posted there. But I really missed writing. And while I'm stuck in the editing stage of the book at the moment, I thought I would get back into writing a bit more on LinkedIn. Anyway, the reason I'm saying all this is because I wrote a post that seemed to go down very well. At the time of recording this, which is sort of mid-September, it had sort of over 20,000 views and over 80 comments. And pretty much most of the comments were backing up that this is a massive freelance ick for a lot of freelancers. So I thought I'd share it here as well, just in case you missed it. So this is my biggest freelance ick, which is where you send a quote to a client and they come back and say, you're too expensive. Not, unfortunately, we can't afford you, or we don't have the budget for that. You're too expensive. And for me, that's an ick because that's rude. It's a bit more than it's rude, but it is an ick for me because when they say you're too expensive, what they're essentially saying is you're not worth it, or I don't value that enough to put that money aside, or I don't think you're worth spending that money on. Whereas saying I don't have the budget for that, unfortunately, or we don't have the budget, or unfortunately we can't afford you, that's very much unfortunately we're not in a position to be able to afford your rates. And it's not accusing that person or attacking that person and saying that they're in the wrong for charging in that amount. There were so many good comments about this. And I think one of the resounding comments throughout it was, if a client says, unfortunately, we can't afford that, as a freelancer, I'm much more likely to say, okay, let me know your budget and I can look at whether there's something I can do for you. Not reducing my rates, but maybe offering a smaller offer, or I might have a resource that might be useful, that kind of thing. If they say you're too expensive, immediately you're like, I don't want to help you. If you are going to take that kind of approach with me, I don't want to go out of my way to help you. So it is a small language tweak, but it is it can completely change how that relationship pans out. So I'm sure you will have faced that. This is a very short episode, but I just want to say, if you faced you're too expensive, you're not too expensive. And actually, lots of the comments were saying, actually, at the time, I was undercharging. It's just that they didn't value what I do. So you're too expensive is not actually about you. It's about them. So feel free to walk away from that kind of client and don't feel like guilty that you're charging what you're charging, because the likelihood is they're going to probably think you're too expensive whatever you charge. And they will also probably be a difficult client if they demand that you really reduce your rates, because low-paying clients who pay low and get a discount from the off, they are often the ones that have scope creep the most, where extra bits of work get added on, or they might be the slowest paying. They're never the easiest clients. The ones that value you and have the budget or appreciate your prices are the golden ones. So that's just something to leave you with. Please ignore you're too expensive, because it's not true. It's that they can't afford you. That's not the same thing. I hope you have a wonderful freelance week.